Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing good. So, I am your biology teacher, Ruminder Kaur. Here we will start with our NCRT book, chapter number 9, Strategies for Enhancement in Food Production. Strategies means ways, procedures, or methods, and enhancement means improvement, by which we can improve both quality and quantity in food production because population is increasing day by day. So how these changes has been introduced during green revolution and other techniques, it is being explained in this chapter. First of all, let's discuss main goals and objectives. Number one, to understand animal husbandry. Here, animal husbandry means all the cattle farming, fisheries, honeybees, and poultry farming. Number two, to know about animal breeding, how to make hybrids. Number third, to study various in vitro techniques. Underline in vitro and note down these are the artificial methods by which we can improve both quality and quantity in food production. Number fourth is how can farmers introduce fisheries in which both marine and freshwater fishes can be introduced and how they can enhance their economics. Number 5, to study apiculture means how to keep honeybees and how to get their products, and even they can help in cross pollination, so they can be helpful to farmers as well. Last point that is being studied in this chapter will be to understand plant breeding methods, how to introduce the breeding and how to get hybridized results. So let's come to the overlay of the chapter. So here you can see the theme line is strategies for enhancement in food production. It is having divided into four parts. Number one, animal husbandry. Number two, plant breeding. Number three, single cell protein. And number four, tissue culture. Today we will only discuss about animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is divided into further four subcategories. Number first, farm and farm animals. Number two, fisheries. Number three, beekeeping. And then we will talk about animal breeding techniques. Farm animals can be of two kinds. First are dairy farm management. Number two, poultry farm management. In fisheries, we have already talked, marine and freshwater fishes are being kept and their products are taken for meat production. Number third is beekeeping. In this, what is being studied? Practice of beekeeping for getting honey as well as other products. So let's come to the basic introduction of the chapter, in which it has been explained that how with increasing population there is a need that we cannot increase the land area, so we can introduce various technologies by which we can improve both quality and quantity. New techniques are embryo transfer technology. So embryo transfer technology means in vitro conditions artificially, like test tube baby is there, so fertilization is done outside the body. So similarly in the laboratories plants are being kept and then they are grown into new plants. Tissue culture techniques is done in both plants, where only simple plant part is taken and grown in laboratory conditions. Now, let's talk about animal husbandry. To brief out, this is a simple pie chart by which you will understand. Animal husbandry is divided into four categories. Number one, cattle farming. Number two, poultry farming. Number three, apiculture. And number four, fish farming. Cattle farming means keeping cows and buffaloes at home, because we not only get milk but so many milk products also. Poultry farming means keeping those birds which are domesticated, they are known as fowls. Some are giving eggs and some from which we are getting meat. Then is apiculture. It is a beekeeping technique which is helping us in cosmetics, medicine making, wax, and honey. Last is fish farming. So it is used so that fishes can be kept and cultured to get meat. So in animal husbandry, so many different kind of animals are kept. So simple definition of animal husbandry is it is a deal with care and breeding of livestock. So livestock are those domestic animals which are kept for human purpose. New technology must be applied to improve quality and quantity in production. So here if we come, so it is written that almost 70% of the world livestock population is in India and China. But one more thing is also given, that per productivity per unit is very low. It means not all the population is depending upon farming. So that's why we cannot increase the land area, even we cannot increase the population of these dairy animals. But how can we get a good yield from them? It is only by new breeding techniques by which we can improve both quantity as well as quality. Now the next topic is management of farms and farm animals. In class 9th there was one chapter, if you remember, improvement in food resources. So you have already studied how the management of these animals is important, because if we are not keeping them in good hygiene, if food is not given properly, then the products will also suffer. So let's start with number 1, dairy farm management. In this, the very simple things which are given here. So dairying is what? By which the animals are managed, they are kept in shed so that milk and other products should be obtained which can be consumed by human population. Now the question is there, can you list some animals that can be expecting in a dairy? So in dairy, a host of domestic animals can be found. It can be cows, ducks, hens, goat, buffaloes, etc. And which products we are getting instead of milk? That can be egg, curd, it can be butter, cheese, buttermilk, as well as meat. So very basic understanding of dairy farm management. Number 1 is selection of good breeds. Now here good breeds means those animals, only those varieties should be kept that should be disease resistance, free from diseases. They should be healthy. They should have good lactation period. Kindly note down, lactation period means the time period till which any domestic dairy farm animal gives milk. I am repeating, lactation period. This number second point is provided proper shelter. A proper shed should be there. There should be proper air. There should be proper floor and roof. It should be clean. Number third is the fodder and the feed which we are giving. The kind of plants which we are feeding to these animals, they should be of good quality, and even the caretaker must maintain the balanced diet. Write down, vitamin and roughage rich diet should be given to these animals. Next is, as every living organism need water for survival, because it is a universal solvent, most of the substances can dissolve in it. So similarly, they also require sufficient quantity of water. Next is maintenance of disease free. Disease free, now here both animals and the surrounding. There should be no infection at all. Sometimes animals are infected and the milk can also have so many problems which we are drinking. So the caretaker must contact to the veterinary doctor. There should be proper treatment, vaccinations are available. So disease free environment must be prevail around. Last is cleanliness and hygiene. Now hygiene is very important, because if the animals are kept under good clean condition, then only storage of milk and transportation of milk will be clean, and there will be no problem at all, and to every door a good fresh milk will be provided. Now let's come to the second part, that is poultry farm management. So as already studied, fowls are those birds which are domesticated, which are kept for some purpose. Otherwise they are only termed as birds, but now we are using the term fowl for poultry. Now here they typically include chicken and duck, sometimes turkey and geese. So there are two kind of poultry farm animals. Number 1 are broilers which give meat. Number 2 are layers that are only laying eggs. So to discuss it in brief, so we have poultry farm management points. Number first is, that is same, selection of disease free and suitable breeds. So again, a good breed should be there. It should be disease resistance, it should be healthy. Number 2 is proper feeding management and water management. Now write down the point, vitamin A and K should be rich in their diet which are broilers. So I am repeating, broilers are those which are producing meat. So diet should be balanced. Number third is proper and safe farm conditions, means a proper shelter must be there. They should not remain in open. They should be free from moisture, and all other safe conditions must be prevailing around. Last is very important, hygiene and health care, as now coronavirus has made a pandemic condition in our country, in the whole world. Similarly, sometimes bird flu is also creating a situation that is very critical. So to maintain hygiene, now you can note down all the points, that there should be isolation, they should wear gloves while taking care. The care providers must be very stringent while taking care of these poultry. Now you can see there is one topic which is given, bird flu virus. So here I have shown one picture also while taking care how they can keep them in isolation. So you have to write one note on it. I'm repeating, this is your work. You have to write down a note on it, how it is spreading, the bird flu, how it can be dangerous for human beings as well. Then coming to next topic, that is animal breeding. Animal breeding is the topic, how it is important and why animal breeding is done. You have seen so many different breeds of dogs around you. This is a result of breeding technique. Why it is being done? What are the objectives? So number one is to improve the quality, and number second is to increase the quantity. So you can see in this picture different breeds of dogs are being seen. So they can belong to same breed or they can belong to different breed, but they are belonging to same species and same genera. So breed is a totally different term. So let's study what is a breed. Breed are those group of animals which are having similar characters. Like all dogs, there may be some changes in their appearance. Some patterns could be different, some patches color change could be there, but they all belong to same genera and same species. Now here comes, find out the names of some common breeds of cattle and poultry in the farms of your area. So note down, there are Sahiwal and Red Sindhi. These are the common cattle. Sahiwal is a native of Punjab and Red Sindhi is a native of Sindh due to its name. Then common poultry varieties are there. Number one, Asil, and number second is Busra. So these are the two varieties. Now you can also see in the picture they have shown, this is a Jersey cow and this is a Leghorn variety of chicken. Now the topic comes, breeding can be divided into two sub parts. Number one is inbreeding and number second is outbreeding. Inbreeding means if the breeding is done within the same breeds, like Pomeranian dogs are there, they are being crossed and the next generation will be Pomeranian only. Hope you got this point. Inbreeding means when same breeds are crossed with each other, it is called as inbreeding. So today we will cover only this inbreeding. This inbreeding is done with the methods. Here is the technique. Superior males and females of same breed are identified and mated. Now the term superior means, in case of males, if we take an example of cattle here, male will be bull and female will be cow. Superior male means those who are having good strength. Note down, good strength is also known as vigor. Vigour. They should have good stamina. And when we talk about superior females, it means they should be disease free. They must have good quality of milk and they must have good lactation period. Then when these are identified, then they are crossed. Now What will be the next generation? There will be any hybrid? Answer will be no, because only the same breeds are being crossed, so same breed will be produced. Now it is called as homozygous pure line. If I explain here that when Mendel took pea plant, he took tall pea plant, pure tall, capital T, and dwarf pea plant. So result was hybrid. But here we are saying both are of the same characteristics. Let's say if both pea plants are pure tall, obviously the first generation will be pure tall only. And even when the pure tall is again self-breeded, then the same pure lines we will get. Now here the term comes inbreeding depression. Inbreeding depression means when repeatedly the self pollination is being done in plants and the same breeds are crossed with each other, it leads to reduction in fertility and productivity. Means milk production will be reduced. So this technique is called as inbreeding depression. So this was for today's lecture. Thank you.